Mekong Delta, 1969. You step off with the 9th Infantry Division patrol before first light, moving along a canal line toward a hamlet you can't see yet. The danger is not distant, it is in your boots. Wet skin grinding against wet sock. The consequence is immediate. One man starts favoring a foot, and the squad leader is already counting rifles, not names. Most people remember firefights. They forget what happened when nobody fired around. Here's what most people miss. The environment can strip a unit before the enemy ever appears. In this video, we're breaking down the 4 field conditions that turned minor problems into disasters. Feet, heat, water sickness, and malaria. Why they spread, and why they kept units from staying combat ready. What hits you first is wetness that never leaves. In the Mekong Delta in 1969, you wade rice paddies, peel leeches, and sleep in damp socks because there is no dry ground. Here's what most people miss. Once the skin stays soft, friction becomes injury and infection follows. Army medical history summaries described immersion foot and fungal infection as major problems in flooded areas, with skin disease severe enough for quarters or hospitalization hovering around the 30 per 1,000 per year level, and susceptibility increasing with time in combat, peaking around the 10th month. A 9th Division infantryman later put it plainly. So you get big sores, it turns into jungle rot. The plain impact is manpower. The limping man pulls another man to help him, and the file compresses, making everyone easier to hit. You start hiding it, taping blisters in silence, afraid of being labeled weak. Once the infection tracked deeper, you weren't mission capable, and once you think you can dry out, the heat closes in. Now the heat starts stealing decisions. May 1968, the Laybach village complex during Operation Allen Brook. The sensation is thick exhaustion. Salt burning your eyes, throat dry, hands clumsy on the rifle stock. Your canteen water is warm and you can't tell if you're thinking clearly. You try to act normal because slowing the file feels like inviting fire. After-action narratives described extreme heat layered onto rough ground and man-high elephant grass, and the official operation narrative records one fight where 3rd Battalion, 27th Marines, had 94 troops succumb to the heat while still engaged. A Navy corpsman who served with Marines later said, "Heat, I couldn't go any further." This is where it turns dangerous. Heat makes you hurry, and hurrying makes you careless. The psychological effect is panic dressed up as discipline, short tempers, bad calls, men pushing past warning signs because pride is louder than pain. After that, return was unlikely. And once you start chasing water, the next failure begins. Water is supposed to fix heat. In Vietnam, it could end the patrol. Mekong Delta, 1969, a 9th Infantry Division line company. What hits you first is the gut. Cramps, then weakness, then that urgent, humiliating problem you can't schedule. Here's what most people miss. Severe diarrhea doesn't just slow you down, it breaks security by pulling men off the perimeter and breaking sleep into short fragments. Army medical histories recorded that the fraction of diarrheal disease severe enough for hospitalization or quarters ran about 69 per 1,000 per year in 1965, and about 35 per 1,000 per year by 1969, with peaks tied to wet seasons and contaminated field water. A Marine engineer officer later recalled, "We were drinking rice paddy water sometimes." That turns into hesitation and shame, men trying to hold it in, then leaving their post at the worst time. Once you were evacuated for dehydration, many didn't come back. And once your body is run down, the mosquitoes finish the job. Malaria is when your body's calendar stops matching the units. Idrang Valley, December 1965, with 1st Cavalry Division elements operating under canopy. What hits you first is the chill, shaking under a poncho in a place that is still hot. Then fever, then sweat, then a weakness that makes simple tasks slow and dangerous. This is where it goes wrong. Army medical histories recorded malaria admissions peaking at 98.4 per 1,000 troops per year in that period, and described malaria, especially drug-resistant falciparum, as the greatest medico-military disease problem in Vietnam. New cases can show up about 2 weeks after exposure, when the unit is still moving and still taking contact. A lieutenant later said, "I got it and most of my guys got it." You start missing details, compass checks, noise discipline, distances you used to judge by instinct. From that point on, you weren't mission capable. And the unit carries the risk forward, even when the jungle grows quiet. What stayed with men wasn't only contact with the enemy. It was the wet sock that never dried, the sore that wouldn't close, the day heat made the horizon tilt, and the moment you realized the clearest water could put you on a stretcher. Unit journals and hospital summaries kept returning to the same quiet truth. Field conditions stole manpower, judgment, and tempo week after week. Years later, veterans described the body memory, skin that itches for no reason, a sudden wave of heat, the taste of tablets and warm canteen water. The threat didn't end cleanly, it followed you. Because in Vietnam, the environment was always working on you.